Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Number 20. Carl, Yes Man. Even Jim Carrey's lesser comedies are still great entertainment. Yes Man was criticized for being too similar to Liar Liar, with Carrey playing a man who cannot say no. Unlike Liar Liar, this isn't some type of divine intervention, just a personal desire to be more optimistic.
Hey, I'm just saying yes to life, Holmes. You gotta say yes to life. I made a secret convent. That sounded naughty.
Many critics didn't care for the movie, but they still praised Carrey's dedicated performance. He shares some good chemistry with co-star Zooey Deschanel, and his energetic, funny face-making shtick will never not be entertaining.
Hey, after we talk, we should get a Red Bull. You could get a Red Bull, and I get a Red Bull. We could share a Red Bull.
Okay, that'd be really fun. That sounds like...
Red
I think
Bull.
The role itself is a little unmemorable, but Carrey certainly makes the most of it. Number 19. Horton the Elephant. Horton Hears a Who. Carrey's second Dr. Seuss movie sees him playing the kind-hearted Horton the Elephant. It is a complete 180 from his first.
We must become invisible, travel silently, for there are forces that would seek to destroy us.
Carrey is an incredibly talented performer, and his talents are obvious from behind a microphone as well. Fans of the book will find him a perfect fit for Horton, and he even gives the character more depth than is seen on the page.
And even though you can't hear or see them at all,
A person's a person, no matter how small.
Perhaps the best thing about the performance is that Carrey doesn't make the movie about himself. This isn't a Jim Carrey movie. It's a great children's film that Jim Carrey elevates. Horton has probably created an entirely new generation of Carrey fans, and for that, we are very thankful.
sorry, this is where we get off.
Right in the beat.
Cool line. Usually I can't think of those things till later.
Number 18. Tom Popper Jr., Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Don't do it.
You like that? The slow motion effect. Just wanted to get your attention.
Back in 1938, a married couple named Richard and Florence Atwater published a children's book called Mr. Popper's Penguins. Over 70 years later, a film adaptation was made starring Jim Carrey as the titular penguin owner.
Who's responsible for this?
My money's on her.
Of course, the penguins steal the show. How can they not? They're funny and adorable. But Carrey certainly holds his own as the movie's primary human character.
Popper, over to Big Popper. Looking for the flick on. Back to Little Popper. Oh! Nimrod blocks it over to Loudy, who dribbles it. A good flatulation. Could be a yellow card.
It can't be easy acting alongside a group of penguins, but Carrey makes it look effortless. It's not one of his wackier performances, but it doesn't need to be. This is a thoroughly inoffensive film that makes for solid children's entertainment, and Carrey and his penguins make for great company. Number 17. Colonel Stars and Stripes, Kick-Ass 2. This sequel didn't have near the impact of its classic predecessor, but the cast certainly gives it its all.
I just don't understand why people feel the need to use that kind of language.
It's nice to see Carrey in a more anti-heroic role, and his slightly unhinged and manic shtick is a perfect match for Colonel Stars and Stripes. Unfortunately, he's only in the movie for about 10 minutes. However, he certainly makes the most of those 10 minutes. Even a small amount of time with Carrey is enjoyable, even if he's playing a darker and more violent character than we're used to.
Ow, it hurts! Yeah, there's a dog on your balls.
Number 16. Bruce Nolan, Bruce Almighty. This is Jim Carrey's highest-grossing movie as of this publication, so it must have done something right. In fact, it was the 5th highest-grossing movie of 2003, and the only outright comedy in the top 10. Many people would argue that the 90s were Carrey's golden era. However, Bruce Almighty proves that he still had plenty of cultural relevance in the early 2000s as well. Whoever decided that Jim Carrey should play a godlike character is, quite simply, a genius. It's the perfect actor-character pairing. His wild sense of energy is perfect for Bruce's newfound divinity, and he mines the material for all it's worth.
Hola! Juan Valdez.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Disfruta un buen café. Gracias, señor. Adiós.
Goofy slapstick, funny reactions, even heartfelt moments. It's all here, and it all shows Carrey in peak form. Number 15, Stephen J. Russell, I Love You, Philip Morris.
I love you, Philip Morris! I love you!
Jim Carrey isn't the first actor you'd think of when picturing convicted con men and prison escapees, but therein lies the genius of casting. Many of Carrey's characters are just too outlandish to be real. This movie is one of his rare biopics, in which he plays a con artist named Stephen J. Russell. Russell is serving time in prison when he falls in love with a fellow inmate named Philip Morris. Even once they're both on the other side, however, he continues to rely on his conning ways to support this lifestyle.
When I called all your references, well, they couldn't speak more highly of you.
I cannot speak more highly about Stephen Russell, Mr. Lindholm. He's a real straight shooter. We were damn lucky to have him here at Prudential as long as we did.
The story could be regarded as tragic, but the funny script and Carrey's warm performance keep it entertaining. He is transformative, and Stephen J. Russell proves one of the best roles of Carrey's later career. Number 14, Ebenezer Scrooge and the Ghosts, A Christmas Carol. There are about, 1 billion adaptations of A Christmas Carol, but despite this, somehow and some way, Jim Carrey manages to make the character of Ebenezer Scrooge fresh again. Such is the actor's incredible and undeniable talent.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
That's the Johnson hoop. I'd rather not.
Of course, the movie's unique use of technology also helps. Carrey provided the voice and motion capture not only for Scrooge, but also for the 3 main ghosts who visit him throughout the night.
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me!
All are memorable in their own way, but Carrey really shines as Scrooge. He's thoroughly grouchy and unlikable, yet wonderfully charismatic when it comes time for his turnaround.
I don't know what to do. I'm light as a feather, merry as a schoolboy.
Carrey is now comfortably in the annals of iconic actors who have played the iconic character. Number 13, Charlie Bailey Gates and Hank Evans, Me, Myself, and Irene. For this Farrelly Brothers comedy, Jim Carrey dons 2 roles. It's his own comedic take on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and unsurprisingly, he is great at it.
I mean, you should be furious. I just drop-kicked you right in the face.
Hey, it happens.
The core character is Charlie Bailey Gates, a painfully nice man who also happens to be a major pushover. After years of taking abuse in his personal and professional lives, he inadvertently creates a second personality known as Hank.
Price check on Vegiclean, aisle 5. I repeat, price check on Vegiclean, aisle 5. That's Vegiclean. We got a customer down here with a full-on fallopian fungus. She's baking a loaf of bread, and I think it's sourdough.
Hank is mean and antagonistic, and he's used when Charlie requires a backbone. Carrey shines in both roles. He's incredibly likable as Charlie, and he dons a deeper voice and more stoic expressions as Hank. It's a perfect example of Carrey's talents and how simple body language can create an entirely new identity. Number 12, Edward Nigma, aka The Riddler, Batman Forever.
Who the hell are you?
Just a friend, but you can call me The Riddler.
Following Jim Carrey's legendary run throughout 1994, everyone knew he would make a perfect Riddler. Batman Forever took on a much lighter and more colorful tone than the Burton films, and that's helped by the mere presence of a sometimes red-haired Carrey.
Was that over the top? I can never tell.
Rumor has it that Carrey beat out Robin Williams for the role, which makes sense considering their equally manic acting styles. Carrey does his thing throughout the movie, and he does it well, with the character offering the perfect release for Carrey's trademark energy. In many ways, he's the best part of the movie, and many critics at the time acknowledged as much.
Go ahead. You can say it.
You're a genius.
Number 11, Count Olaf, Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Hello, hello, hello. I am your beloved Count Olaf.
Jim Carrey really shines when he's playing the villain, especially villains as fun as Count Olaf. This is yet another perfect marriage between character and actor, as Carrey's performance style shares many similarities with Olaf's personality. They're both manic, they're both playful, and they both thrive being the center of attention.
Well, you can certainly turn a phrase.
I can flip it up and rub it down, too. Of course, that would be entirely up to you, Mom.
Olaf's many alter egos provide a great vehicle for Carrey's acting talents, as he imbues each character with confidence and an enjoyable sense of experimentation. His improv skills are also on full display, as director Brad Silberling essentially gave Carrey full creative control over his character.
Wait, let me do that one more time. Give me the line again. Quickly, while it's fresh in my mind.
Our parents just died?
This is Jim Carrey at his most Jim Carrey, and if you're a fan of his, then you're undoubtedly a fan of his Count Olaf. Number 10, Dr. Robotnik, Sonic the Hedgehog. Even in his 60s, Jim Carrey is still delivering the wackiness, and we are absolutely loving it.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk. What do I look like, an imbecile? Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!
Carrey made a glorious comeback in 2020 with Sonic the Hedgehog. People were somewhat hesitant about a Sonic movie. It's not the type of story-driven video game that lends itself to film. And of course, there was that whole design fiasco. But it was a runaway success thanks to its childlike sense of fun and energy. In that way, Carrey was a perfect fit.
Everyone knows me.
I bet they do. I'm sure you're hella popular with the Jebs and Merles and Billy Bobs and this glorified gas station rest stop. Bet you go way back to the days of tipping cows and playing in a jug band.
It's the most on form the actor's been in years, and many fans welcomed his return with open arms. If Sonic 2 really is his last movie, then so be it. It's a good note to go out on.
I don't know how you got back, but you made a big mistake coming here.
Oh, contraire, mon frère. The mistake was thinking you'd won.
Number 9, Chip Douglas, the Cable Guy.
Well, look who decided to show.
The world simply wasn't ready for the Cable Guy. At the time, Carrey was known for his goofy, lighthearted comedies. The Cable Guy wasn't that, and people who saw the movie expecting another Jim Carrey vehicle were left disappointed and confused. He plays a cable guy going by the alias Chip Douglas. Chip is lonely and a little unhinged, so he begins stalking Matthew Broderick's Steven in a desperate attempt to be his friend.
Silence of the lambs. Hello, Clarice. It's good to see you again.
Carrey is funny, sure, but not Jim Carrey funny. It's a much darker performance, but Carrey delivers with his typical excellence. Maybe it's not what 1996 audiences were expecting, but time has been kind to the Cable Guy. We now see it as the cult classic that it is.
Okay, I'm going! Take off!
See ya! Bye!
Number 8, The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Opinions are quite divided on How the Grinch Stole Christmas. For some, it's an annual tradition. For others, it's a little too dark and weird. But there's one thing everyone can agree on, and that's that Jim Carrey excels as the titular villain.
No! You're dead! Run for your life!
Even though he's buried under pounds of makeup, Carrey's trademark expressions shine through, and they help make the Grinch a classic movie antagonist.
Santa, what's Christmas really about?
Vengeance!
Presents, I suppose.
Carrey brought enjoyable energy and goofiness to the role, not to mention just the right amount of sympathy. He's easily the best part about this live-action adaptation, and it resulted in the actor's 5th of 7 Golden Globe nominations.
Yes! My award!
There's no check.
Are you sure? Because I really thought I heard someone mention it.
Number 7, Fletcher Reed, Liar Liar.
Here goes. I sped. I followed too closely. I ran a stop sign. I almost hit a Chevy. I sped some more. I failed to yield at a crosswalk. I changed lanes in the intersection. I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding!
The concept behind Liar Liar is simple yet brilliant. Magic, derived from his son's birthday wish, forces a lawyer to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. No matter what he does, he simply cannot lie. The forces of birthday magic say so.
Your Honor, I object!
And why is that, Mr. Reed?
Because it's devastating to my case!
Overruled.
Good call!
Fletcher Reed is one of Carrey's more grounded characters, at least when he's in control. When he's losing his mind with the inability to lie, the full Jim Carrey persona comes out.
The pen is blue. The pen is blue!
The goddamn pen is blue!
This character could have been a tonal disaster and an annoying irritant in the hands of a bad or miscast actor. However, Carrey strikes the perfect balance between realistic and outlandish, unlikable and sympathetic. We don't know how he does it, but he does. Number 6, Stanley Ipkiss, aka The Mask. One of 3 legendary comedies from 1994, The Mask portrays Jim Carrey at his most Jim Carrey.
Smokin'!
When one thinks of the actor's signature brand of physical comedy, one undoubtedly thinks of The Mask. This was an impeccable bit of casting, as The Mask's manic energy was a perfect fit for Carrey's manic energy.
They call me Cuba Pete. I'm the king of the rumba beat. When I play the maracas, I go chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom.
The role helped define Jim Carrey the actor, even more so than what came before. Carrey's unique facial expressions are here, as are the loud and exaggerated manners in which he delivers his lines. The Mask helped make the actor's career while firmly establishing his shtick, and he's been replicating it for decades.
You love me! You really love me!
Number 5, Andy Kaufman, Man on the Moon. Jim Carrey is one of those actors who can seamlessly blend uproarious comedy and devastating drama. He's equally adept at both, and this movie contains both.
You don't know the real me.
There isn't a real you.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He plays Andy Kaufman, the legendary performance artist who found fame playing Latka Gravis on Taxi. Kaufman was a difficult man to like, and Jim Carrey fully embraces his irreverent and controversial brand of humor.
These things happen all the time at the networks, only they're cut away.
Cut to commercial.
You see?
Perhaps it's because Carrey has so much in common with the late Kaufman, including the same type of wacky public image. He understands Kaufman and completely disappears into the character, a fact which is seen throughout the Netflix documentary Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond.
No one really knew what was real and not real half the time. I didn't know what was real and not real. You just went with Andy and Tony and wherever their whim took you.
Jim Carrey becomes Andy Kaufman, and it is both thrilling and touching to watch. Number 4, Lloyd Christmas, Dumb and Dumber. Believe it or not, Jim Carrey was nominated for a Razzie for this movie, and it was under the category Worst New Star. Well, we think time has laughed in the face of the Razzies and vindicated Carrey as a legendary comic performer.
That's great.
We landed on the moon!
Lloyd Christmas is probably Carrey's most normal character from 1994. Most of his humor is derived not from the wacky things he does, but from what he says. They don't call him dumb or dumber for nothing.
I'd say more like 1 out of a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
The script from the Farrelly brothers is sharp and filled with many hilarious quotes, and Carrey's line deliveries are nothing short of masterful. Who would have thought that this newcomer and Jeff Daniels of all actors would make one of the funniest comedies of the 90s?
Cannot triple stamped it, no erases, touch blue, make it true.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp. You can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. You can't triple stamp a double stamp. Lloyd.
Number 3, Truman Burbank, The Truman Show. Before The Truman Show, Jim Carrey was known as that wacky actor. But this movie changed the very fabric of his public image. No longer was he just a funny goof, but a genuinely talented performer. Playing Truman Burbank, Carrey sheds most of his madcap zaniness and just plays normal and increasingly paranoid.
Tell me what's happening!
Well, you're having a nervous breakdown. That's what's happening.
You're part of this, aren't you?
The Oscar-nominated writing and directing certainly help, but The Truman Show lives on Carrey's tender performance. It's a fantastic role that was meant to establish Carrey as a serious dramatic actor. To that end, he took a significant pay cut to star in the movie. And it all worked. giving Carrey his only Golden Globe win for Best Actor, Motion Picture Drama.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Number 2, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Excuse me, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
And finally, we come to the movie that made Jim Carrey a star. 32 years old when Ace Ventura was released, Jim Carrey instantly became a world-renowned comedian. Critics certainly didn't care for his shtick, but audiences sure did. Ace Ventura introduced everyone to Carrey's manic style. He impressed the world with eccentric body language, crazy voices, exaggerated facial expressions, and a penchant for reading lines in that signature Jim Carrey voice. You know the one.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it, but it's all psychological. Just gotta stay in a positive frame of mind.
It was unlike anything that people had seen before, even among the wackier actors of the time like Robin Williams. Carrey's performance style was unprecedented and remains hilarious to this day. Number 1, Joel Barish, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Of all the classic comedies that Jim Carrey has made throughout the years, it's this little movie with Kate Winslet that could be his masterpiece.
I'm a vindictive little bitch, truth be told.
Gee, I wouldn't think that about you.
Why wouldn't you think that about me?
I don't know, just...
Coming from the genius mind of Charlie Kaufman, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind goes against everything that made Carrey famous. It's a full-blown drama with very little comedy. It's introspective, not goofy. And Carrey plays shy and quiet, not quirky and boisterous.
I could die right now, Clem. I'm just happy. I've never felt that before.
Nothing about this role screams Jim Carrey, yet we must commend the decision to cast him. He completely disappears into the everyman role. We see Joel Barish, not Jim Carrey. That is an incredible feat on Carrey's part, considering his legacy and the power of his on-screen presence.
This is it, Joel. It's gonna be gone soon.
I know.
What do we do?
Enjoy it.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.